today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing Yonex's new Nanoflare 1000Z. This is the highest end version out of the 4 models of the Nanoflare 1000s that we'll be releasing. And if you want to learn more about the other models and how they're all different, make sure you check out my other video where I cover all of that. Special shout out to Yonex USA for getting these in my hands, but let's get our attention back on this beauty. First thing that I notice in new rackets is always the color scheme. Yonex has been marketing this racket with the symbolism of lightning strikes, and it's pretty fitting that they went with this black and yellow on the racket. It's almost like a matte metallic yellow paired with a glossy black. There are little lightning bolts patterned around the frame of the racket and also subtle metallic silver patterns along the shaft. There's 2 pairs of vertical grommets near the T-joint that are clear, and the rest of the grommets are black. You'll also notice the factory grip matches the color of the racket, which is pretty nice if you plan to just rock the factory grip. Aside from the color scheme, the main physical attribute that I noticed first as I held the racket is that the frame is thicker and wider than any of my previous rackets. This is built by design and it's called the new Aero Compact Frame, which I'll cover in the next section. Moving on to some of the smaller details, the racket weight and grip details are lasered etched in white right below the Yonex Authentic sticker. And along the shaft of the racket, it also has all of the materials and technology etched on. There's a few new key components to this racket I want to talk about that's supposed to make it the fastest swinging racket. The Aero Compact Frame that they call it is split into 2 key differences. The Aero represents the Aero Wide frame I already mentioned earlier, where the edges of the frame are much wider. To give you a visual, here's a close-up compared to a normal ArcSaber 11 Pro frame, and you can see the difference. The second part of the Aero Compact Frame is the compact component. It has a compact frame shape, which means the racket head is slightly smaller to concentrate power in the sweet spot and also give you less air resistance. To give you some context of how much smaller, I have it here lined up with the head of my ArcSaber 11 Pro, and you can see that the entire frame of the Nanoflare 1000Z fits within the frame of the ArcSaber 11 Pro frame. And you can also see the ArcSaber 11 Pro frame protruding off the edges since it's just larger. Now, the third key feature on this racket is the new Speed Assist bumper. If you've seen my ArcSaber 11 Pro review, that racket had a Control Assist bumper on the top of the frame. Instead of the Control Assist bumper, this is a Speed Assist bumper that is also a connected grommet system, but at the bottom of the frame to improve propulsion and swing speed. The fourth and last new feature on this racket is basically called the Sonic Flare system, which is essentially the placement of their high modular graphite at the top and bottom of the frame. There's a combination of the M40X graphite next generation carbon fiber that is developed by a company called Toray Industries in Japan, as well as Yonex's high modular graphite throughout the entire racket. Now that I've talked about the newest features on the racket, I do want to quickly point out 2 features that I think are worth mentioning: the super slim shaft and the energy boost cap. Because the head is smaller on this racket, you'll notice that the super slim shaft is actually 10 millimeters longer to make sure that the racket is still a normal length. The energy boost cap, which I've talked about in my other racket reviews, basically has these grooves that allow the racket to flex in the right swinging direction. It restricts twisting to the sides where you might lose some of the power and speed generation. Enough about the technology on this racket. Let's take it out to the courts and see how it feels. Anytime Yonex changes the actual head shape, frame size, or shaft length, I always get a little nervous on the first try because I know I have to make adjustments to my swing and timing. And this proved to be true with the Nanoflare 1000Z. As I was testing, I definitely had my fair share of miss hits where I missed the sweet spot and the shuttle seemed to not track where I was aiming. I noticed that loose strokes without focus also resulted in complete miss hits. However, the drive and flat game felt seamless because the racket is so head light, so I would even go to say that it's fit for both singles and doubles players. It made most shots that required shorter strokes like lifts, drives, blocks, or even net shots feel less difficult to play and also require less adjustments to be made. The overhead shots, especially full smashes, full backhands, or clears, are where you will either struggle or absolutely love the feeling. This is definitely not the most forgiving racket, because it just has so much innovation and new technology in it. But I found that as soon as I dialed in my timing and nailed the sweet spot, every shuttle that came off of the strings, especially smashes or clears, had such a clean zip to them. If you're someone looking for more speed to your shots and willing to make these adjustments, then this is perfect for you. The suggested retail price on this Nanoflare 1000Z is $260, and as far as weight and grip size options, it will be coming in both 3U and 4U weighted options. The 3U will have a G4, G5, and G6 option, and the 4U will only have G5 and G6 grip options. It also comes unstrung, so make sure you factor that into the cost of the racket. Yonex recommends pairing this racket with either X-Bolt 65 or Aerobite string. I will say though that if this price tag is holding you back, make sure you check out the Nanoflare 1000 Tour model, which is literally almost identical with minor unnoticeable differences. This racket is set to launch worldwide on June 16th, along with the Tour, Game, and Play versions. So keep an eye out at your local shops. I think many are already taking pre-orders. Apparently someone broke the Guinness World Record fastest badminton smash with the Z model. If I were to take a wild guess, I would guess that it was Wang Qilin from Taiwan. But who do you guys think it was? And if you found this review helpful, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment below on what other badminton products you might want to see me talk about or review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.